What's going on, guys? It's Johnny.
Dave.
With the Curtain Call Wrestling Podcast. Tonight we're going to be going over the Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan match from 2005 at SummerSlam.
What a match.
It was Legend versus Icon. It was, what'd you think, Dave?
I mean, it's HBK, Shawn Michaels, the showstopper.
The GOAT.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Himself.
And then you got Hulk Hogan, Mr.
Bitch.
Mr. Controversial, here lately with all this going on. Won't we get too far into those details? We'll just talk about the match. The main event of SummerSlam 2005. Shawn Michaels heel, Hulk Hogan was face. I would say this was, to me, one of Shawn Michaels' greatest moments in his career.
Absolutely.
Because he made Hulk Hogan look like a complete bitch, bro.
He did. Shawn, the reason people love this match so much is because Shawn oversold every single bit of Hogan's offense. Simply because leading up to the match, it was supposed to be a 3-match feud. With Shawn or Hogan winning the first one. Whoever lost the first one win the second one, and then the rubber match for the finale. But Hulk Hogan played his backstage politics, got it to one match, and said Shawn needed to be a heel so that Hogan could go over, like he's done many times in the past. We'll save that for another video, or we might just talk about it now because I absolutely cannot stand Hulk Hogan.
No, he's a dick. So
out of him doing that, Shawn then just said, okay, well, I'm going to get even. And he oversold everything. It was beautiful. Definitely one of Shawn's greatest moments. I absolutely loved it because he made Hogan look stupid.
He sure did. I mean, Lee made him look like absolute garbage. I mean, Hulk doesn't give one fuck about what anybody thinks. He never did, and he never will, probably.
No.
Shawn and I'm sure Vince and everybody backstage had this elaborate plan, what they were going to do. Perfect storyline, 3-part match. And Hulk was going to win majority of the matches.
Yeah, he was going to win 2 out of 3. Shawn just wanted to win 1, by the way.
But no, Hogan, no, we're just doing 1. I'm going to win, fuck you, basically.
Yeah.
So, Shawn said, okay, if we're going to do that, shit on you. I'm going to go out there and do what I fucking want to make you look like a bitch. So.
Yeah. Hogan's done this many times. At WrestleMania 9, it was an outdoor event, and the main event was Yokozuna versus Bret Hart for the WWF Championship. Yokozuna wins. Hulk had left the company, came back, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna win the WWF title after the main event." Literally just walks down to the ring, demands a match, and wins the fucking title. WCW fans know exactly what I'm talking about with that match with Sting. Yeah, it's Hulk. I've learned a lot about Hulk Hogan over the past 2 or 3 years, and growing up, I loved him because I was a kid. I didn't really know much about him, but these past couple years, everything that I've watched and I've read, he's a fucking douche, and I don't care if he sees this video or not.
Johnny, one question I just want to ask the fans watching this video. How weird do you have to be to have the last name Hogan? It's just so shitty. Fuck! I mean, oh God. It's just so shitty.
I can't get back on. There we go.
So, and if you haven't watched The Mask, I suggest, you do your little trial, or if you're already a member of the WWE Network, subscribe. Look in the search browser, SummerSlam 2005, skip to the last match, the main event, Hogan versus Shawn, and you're going to see what is possibly the worst sharpshooter in WWE history.
I will admit, it was pretty bad. There's one camera angle that it shows you. It's horrendous, honestly. But I mean, Shawn was never, he never really did submissions. He had his modified figure 4, which I loved, by the way.
In Shawn's defense, I'm not blaming Shawn. If Shawn would have leaned back in that sharpshooter, it probably would have killed Hulk.
It probably would have snapped his spine.
Because he's probably 90 pushing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like that guy from Tekken. I mean,
Heihachi.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
What an old fucker.
But the thing about this match, Sean, for the most part, oversold the early stuff. He actually did, he's talked about it once, that there's one spot in the match where he does something for one specific guy and no one notices. But it's when Hogan is banging Sean's head into the turnbuckle, and Sean jumps up, kicks off the bottom rope, turns around, does a flip. That was actually for Kurt Hennig. That was one of the first things I noticed when I watched this match a couple of months ago. And yeah, the early stages, Sean just basically got the shit beat out of him. But then he goes on for like 15 minutes and just whips Hogan's ass. They knock 2 referees out. Sean hits him in the head with the steel chair, drops the elbow.
Busted him open.
Yeah, Hogan's bleeding profusely.
Hogan's bleeding everywhere.
Sean's got his blood all over him, and then tunes up the band.
Kills him.
And knocks his ass out.
1, 2, 3, you think.
And what happens after that, Dave?
Hogan kicked out. What do you know?
Hit him 3 times, and then a big boot, and a leg drop.
And pin.
And wins.
That's so shitty.
What the fuck?
Back to the sharpshooter that we mentioned.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Earlier.
I'm sorry about that.
Sean gets on the turnbuckle, and I guess this fan said, "We want Brett." So Sean looks over at him and says, "Oh, you want Brett?" Gets off.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He gets off the turnbuckle, puts Hogan in the world's worst sharpshooter, and that's how that was created. But if you weren't aware, Sean and Brett have heat going back way when.
To 1997, and Montreal Screwjob is the most famous one.
Probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. Sean coming out on Monday Night Raw and cutting a promo.
In Montreal.
Cutting a promo on Bret Hart. You know, he ain't the greatest guy. His music hits and Sean acts all surprised, and I mean the fans just go ape shit.
Boy, they eat it up.
And he never came out.
Because Sean played them for fools.
Twice. He did it again.
Twice.
Count them. 1, 2. Yeah.
Sean only had one heel run after coming back from 2002 to 2010, and this was it. It's a very short heel run. The only reason it happened was because Hulk Hogan said that he needed to be a heel, because Sean proposed this match as just a good guy versus good guy, a face versus face, just simply knowing if he could beat the immortal Hulk Hogan. I mean, that was it. Sean, I ain't got no problem with that.
No.
I ain't got no problem with that at all. You know who does? Hulk Hogan. Because he just has to win. The very next year, at 2006 SummerSlam, he faces Randy Orton, who at that time was going with the Legend Killer gimmick.
Gold, pure gold.
Which, Hulk Hogan is the legend in WWE. I mean, he got WWF to mainstream media. He got it to what it is back then. Randy going over and beating Hulk would have just solidified his Legend Killer gimmick. But no. Hogan had to win. He just has to. You know? I mean,
I just love it, Johnny. I love it because Hulk Hogan, I mean, just the simplest of moves. A punch, a big boot, and Sean is just flipping, rolling all over the fucking ring.
Yeah.
And
imagine wrestling in the main event with somebody
as shitty as Hulk Hogan
that you cannot stand and having to actually work with him. I probably would have done the same thing. I might have done worse.
I probably would have just punched him in the teeth, been done with it.
Like if I was Sean, I'd have kicked him right in the head for real. Multiple times. But Hulk, if you see this video,
fuck you. Point blank.
Well, you can fight him, but you're still a big dude. I'm not trying to get in, you know. But you're a shitty wrestler.
So are.
The way you play your backstage politics, I don't agree with, and really no one else does. Because you shit on WWE, you shit on WCW. That whole fiasco with Sting really just. Oh.
Hey, speaking of Sting, Seth Rollins killed Sting.
Oh, come on, why you gotta bring that up? That's a whole nother ball. And look, you're wearing an AEW shirt
AEW.
while we're talking about WWE.
Hey, I respect both brands. I mean, come on.
The main reason, though, I do like this shirt is because that's Jim Ross.
Jim
Effin Ross.
The GOAT.
The greatest commentator of all time. Who actually commentated this match, by the way. That's one of the reasons why it's a lot of fans love it. JR could just, you know.
Jim Ross.
He could do anything.
Jim Ross could commentate me taking a shit and make it sell.
Yeah.
It would sell.
I'm telling you, man.
If I was in this match, which me and Jonny here, we actually got it on right now. You fans can't see it at home, but if that was me, I wouldn't have even given Hulk Hogan the satisfaction of going over on me. Even though I know that's what we agreed to, I would have just walked the fuck out. I would have just walked my ass.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have done it early. I would have had the match, made him look like a fool like he did, and I would have just took my ass right up the ramp and been like, no, fam, no, player.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of things that I would not do if I was a wrestler, and that's probably why I'm not one. Just like at Money in the Bank was last year.
Yeah.
Or last year or 2018.
No, it was 2 years ago.
Mustafa Ali was going to look like he was about to win Money in the Bank. And then Brock Lesnar, who's not even in the fucking match, just walks down and grabs it.
Hell no.
If I was Mustafa Ali I'd have grabbed the fucking briefcase and be like, yep, I win. What the fuck you gonna do now?
Nothing.
Guess what? I'm the winner. I won. See, that shit just don't fly with me. And this shit with Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels, no. I'd have made Hogan look 10 times worse than Shawn did. Shawn at least did it with class. He even shook his hand after the match. I'd have flicked him right off.
If we're being real, Shawn can still go.
Oh, Shawn can still go.
Shawn can still go. And while we're on the topic of Shawn still going, rest in peace to Shawn's hair, but that's
the worst decision I think he ever made. Him cutting his hair really affected me personally because Shawn Michaels was my favorite growing up. When he came back,
he still is.
When they came back against Brothers of Destruction a couple years ago, it was hard to watch.
It sure was.
It was hard to watch. And the sad thing is, really, Taker and Triple H were really supposed to carry that match because Shawn hadn't wrestled in 8 years.
Oh, Shawn carried it.
And Shawn still carried the match. He still was probably just as good then as he was 10 years ago.
I'll say this. If Triple H had not tried to oversell the shit out of flipping over that turnbuckle like he's done in the past, it probably wouldn't have been that bad.
No,
well, besides Kane, because Kane was, God, don't get me started.
Kane, don't come back.
God, yeah, please.
Kane, you had your run.
If you come back, your ass better be cut and be able to chokeslam somebody for real.
Yeah, and learn how to take a pedigree instead of just falling on the fucking mat. I mean, you didn't even jump. I'm pretty sure Triple H just said, hey, just fucking fall down. There you go. Demonstration. This is Kane's pedigree. Hey, fall. That's how Kane took a pedigree.
Terrible.
And Triple H couldn't hardly lock him in because his biceps torn.
That hurt.
Or whatever it was. That did sound like it hurt.
That kind of hurt a little bit.
They might come up here and ask if everything's okay.
Ooh. I think I got carpet burn.
How did we get on this subject?
We're supposed to be talking about Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that's right.
Because I was going to mention the Last Ride documentary.
Which is phenomenal, by the way.
It really is. Shawn could still go. And this is for another video, but I just felt like mentioning it. If you haven't started watching the Last Ride documentary, it's not over yet. Still got 2 parts. I actually think in a couple days after Backlash, or maybe before Backlash, they're going to air part 4. Then part 5 will be shortly after that, and maybe a week or 2. But anyways, I believe we may have seen Taker's last match at the Boneyard match. Possibly. Because that's the perfect send-off for his whole legacy. But if Undertaker has one more match, if he has another match, it's only one more. And the only person fitting to fight the Undertaker and send him off is Shawn Michaels.
The Heartbreak Kid.
Because he can still go. Those two can still go.
Mr. WrestleMania. And if you want my honest opinion,
I want it.
look, I don't really think the streak should have ever been broken, especially not by piss-ass Brock Lesnar.
It should have been Shawn Michaels.
I'm going to take that back. I'm just going to say Brock Lesnar.
I'm not mad at Brock.
Because I'm not mad at Brock either. I'm really not. He just did what he's told to do. I take back the piss-ass comment, though, because that's a big dude. If he ever sees me, he'll probably fuck me up. But,
I'd fight
mm,
him.
would you? He's a world-class fighter.
If I got paid millions. Yeah, I mean, if I got paid millions, I mean, I'd do it. I mean, I can always.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I can always use that money to have surgery. I mean, come on, let's be real.
Yeah.
I'm set for life for taking an F5 in German. But yeah, if anybody deserves to be Taker's very last match and go over on Taker and have the perfect finale, it's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, it's Shawn Michaels.
Without a doubt.
And I don't think, like I said earlier, I don't think it should have been ended anyway, but I think if somebody deservingly would have ended it, I would have had Shawn end it at WrestleMania 25, which is the greatest WrestleMania match in history. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It is phenomenal.
I mean,
Shawn even made Hulk Hogan look like $1,000. Because all Hulk really has is like 3 fucking moves.
Nothing.
He hulks up, points at you, which for some reason when he points at you, you like freeze. And the whole crowd goes, "You!"
The fuck out of here.
Like Soulja Boy. Crank that. And,
clip that.
So, and then he's got the 3 punches, the big boot, and the leg drop. Like, hey, the leg drop was cool in like 1980, but dude, it's 2005.
I would rather watch Viscera wrestle than Hulk Hogan.
The world's largest love machine.
Sexual chocolate.
Dude, he got with Mae Young.
Mm.
That is disgusting.
Rest in peace, both though.
Yeah, really.
Anyways, that got dark quick. Anyways, yeah.
Back to the match.
Go watch it. SummerSlam 2005. Shawn Michaels makes Hogan look like a grade biatch.
Yeah, it is pretty comical. It's not your typical wrestling match, even though it actually looks like a good match.
The only reason it looks good is because Shawn Michaels made it good.
Yeah, yeah.
You plug anybody else in that spot,
and it's trash.
It's gonna get horrible shit on reviews.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Shawn should have won. If it was me, Shawn Michaels should have won. But Hulk Hogan he has to go over.
That's all I can say about it.
You know, it's ridiculous.
The man kicked ass for 10 minutes, took a big boot, a leg drop, and got pinned.
Yeah. I'd have kicked out. Just said, what the fuck you gonna do now?
The only thing that I can think of that's worse than that shitty ass match and that finish is Vince McMahon tearing both quads coming down to the ring at the box to the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
That's
for another video.
I can't give you all the goods today,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we gotta be able to make more videos. But yeah, dude tore both quads.
Yeah.
Both.
At the end of the Royal Rumble match in 2005, the finish between Batista and John Cena.
And, I told Johnny I wouldn't ever bring this up again. We actually made an error in our last video. Charlotte Flair did not get her 67th championship appearance on Monday Night Raw against Asuka. She beat Asuka, but the match actually wasn't for the title like it was rumored.
Yeah.
So
I read that wrong. Hey, it's my fault. I really thought it said Raw Women's Championship. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Charlotte Flair has had 66 title matches.
66
title matches.
66.
In WWE.
66.
It's outrageous. The amount of the over push that she's gotten. I mean, it's almost as bad as John Cena from 2005 to like 2014.
66.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, that's 66. championship match.
Yeah. Oh.
I can't express my frustration more. 66.
He can. He's actually wearing it. He's wearing an AEW shirt.
I like AEW, okay? I mean,
I'm just not a big. I don't really watch it. I mean, I don't really know. I guess I'm not a big fan.
So it's good. I like both brands.
Yeah.
Don't think I'm a mark or whatever. I like AEW.
We are the marks. I mean, let's just be real.
I mean, my name's Mark.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not.
David Mark Lewis Flowers.
There you go. My name's Mark Calloway.
Yeah. 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 Our next video is going to be the recap from Backlash. Backlash is Sunday. Streams live on the WWE Network.
I think it starts around 5 Eastern, 6 Eastern, probably something like that.
Yeah.
So there's going to be about 5, 6 Central.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout this Sunday. Our video will probably go up Monday. I don't know because the pay-per-view will probably run late a little bit. So be on the lookout for it around sometime Monday, maybe Tuesday, if unforeseen circumstances come up. You never know. But
after you watch the match, let us know what you think in the comment section.
Please let me know how shitty you think this match was.
Yeah, I mean, and also say who you think should have won, because we think that Sean should have won, and just about everybody else does too. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Comment down below.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Dave.
And this is
Hogan sucks.
Yeah, he does. This is from the Curtain Call Wrestling Podcast, guys. We'll see you next time.
Fuck it.